Hey there, French Nibs again. Out here in the garage tonight doing a little bit of goofing around. Going to be doing a little bit of tinkering on a beautiful, beautiful air rifle. This one was sent over to me by one of the channel members on my channel. His name's David. I won't say his last name. Not sure he would want that, but David sent this over. He just recently picked this beautiful, beautiful Springer air rifle up, and he said it shoots pretty good, but the trigger was very, very vague. I don't know if that was his words or mine, but he said there was no predicting when it was going to break. It wasn't very heavy. It was only about just under 2 pounds when I took it out of the box, but it was it was creepy, 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 and there was absolutely no telling when it might break. Probably had to move it half an inch, or at least it felt like half an inch, to get it to break over. So he contacted me and said, hey, you want to take a look at that for me? And sure enough, he sent it over, and I took it apart and got the trigger working really, really nice in it. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to take this out of the stock and show you guys what I did. This is all factory adjustable stuff, and I'm not making any big modifications to the gun or anything like that, but probably won't get monetized, but oh well, we'll live with it, I guess. But I'm going to go ahead and pull this guy out of the stock, and then I'll bring you up to the up top camera here, and I will show you what needs to be done to make this thing. Right now it's sitting at about 11 ounces. I could probably lighten it up a little bit more, but I think that's a really, really nice trigger, and it's a very crisp, no creep, single stage, 11-ounce trigger, but very safe. I've tested it, and it's very, very safe as well. So stand by while I get this out of the stock, and you'll be in the up top camera when I bring you back on. Stand by. Alrighty, so I am back on, and here is the trigger mechanism right here. There's a couple of things that I did to this that we're going to go over here, but there is 2 adjustment screws here. One is in the back here. This one is actually adjusts how much you could put a little bit of second stage in there. I really like the way it feels, being just a complete single stage without any take up in it at all. And then there's another one inside the blade here, and that one actually sets the sear engagement. When I first got this thing, those were all turned way out, and it just took all this. The sear was way too far engaged, and then it took a lot of travel for this sear to disengage. So I can actually set this trigger just by doing that, and I don't even need to have it cocked. And you can, before it would creep, 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 and then it would break. I started adjusting it, and I got it so that it was actually kind of a nice feeling trigger without a lot of creep and stuff in it, but then it was actually made it go from almost a 2-pound trigger to almost a 4-pound trigger. And what I found was there's actually this spring is inside it right here. You can actually get to it from the front here. You don't even have to take anything apart. You can just get in there with a little. I used some tweezers. These are some electronics tweezers. Got in there and grabbed it and pulled it out, and I was able to find another spring of exactly the same diameter, and it actually is a little bit longer, but I can't even compress that with my fingers. I'm moving it maybe 1/8 of an inch as hard as I can press. It's just, that thing belongs around a a strut on the front of a car, not in a trigger of a high precision air gun. But so then that all that does is it pushes this bar. There's a bar that runs from here back to here that the trigger works on right here, and all that does is keeps that pushed down, and you were pushing against this huge spring here with the triggers, just no need for it. And so now it actually, I could probably take this this one here just a little bit more. Seems like we're still getting just a little bit of, there we go. Now we're, so you can see I'm just pulling it back, and this piece here lands on this little plate back here, and then it just breaks. So let's go ahead. So when you pull this rod back, it's pushing back here, and it's going to push the piston back, and there's a little plunger in there that will catch on this little sear here, and that will get pushed back and catch on there. So then when you trip this, it's going to rock out of the way, and the plunger will fly forward and fire your piston out. So anyway, there you go. That is the how I adjusted this trigger, and it's an absolutely magnificent trigger. Is it Viro record trigger? Maybe not, but it's a magnificent trigger. But anyway, I will cut this off. I'll put this back into the stock, and we'll take a couple of test shots with it, test it with the trigger scale, and finish it up. Stand by. Alrighty, I am back, and we're going to go ahead and test this trigger out. I really look forward to getting this thing out to probably take it out to the range and try it out at, start it out at 10 yards and see where we go from there. But this is such a smooth cocking stroke on this thing. But just like any Springer, you don't want to shoot it without dry firing it, as they would say. You want to put a pellet in there to give a little bit of resistance to your bullet. So let me clear this guy out here, and I'm going to shoot this down into my rag box here. I have a big rag box here in the middle of the garage. All right, it's a little heavier, but it's still super nice. 1 pound 5 ounces. That is so nice. Absolutely no movement at all, and it just breaks. But let's go ahead and do a couple. We'll do a couple of. This thing is so nice. The got this release here for the. All right, it's 1 pound 10 ounces. I may goof around with a little bit more. I did do that little bit of adjustment there, and it was before I started up, I was sitting right around 11 ounces. So, but I don't think 1 pound, 1 pound and some change is a bad trigger at all. So if that's where it sits and stays, I'll be pretty happy with that too. So. There's a 1 pound 3 ounce trigger, which gives us an average of 1 pound 6.1 ounces. So that is pretty nice. Let's go ahead and I'll just shoot a couple at the, I don't have my downrange camera set up, but we'll just shoot a couple on camera here. Just kind of get a feel for the trigger. Yeah, really nice. So that is so nice. So this is a West German Anschutz, which means that it was made before November of 1989 is when the Berlin Wall came down. So, and I think a lot of the gun manufacturers were really wanted to put the West German thing behind them. So any guns that they produced after that would just say made in Germany on them. I had heard that some smaller gun makers did use up parts that already had West Germany stamped on them. So, but these guns were produced, started production in 1980 and went to 2003. But being that this one is marked as a West German gun, I'm pretty sure it would have been made before 1989. So, but there you go. That is the Anschutz Model 335, and just a beautiful gun. And I really look forward to getting a little bit of plinking into this before I pack it back up and send it back over to David. And I'm sure he'll be very pleased with the way this trigger is now. It is very crisp. So before it was just super vague, and literally you did not know when it was going to go off. But it is really, really nice now. So anyway, there you go. I hope you guys liked this video. It was a lot of fun to do this. If anybody else has anything else, some obscure and unusual guns, or doesn't even need to be really that obscure, but contact me down. My email's down below. We can discuss arrangements and see if we can get your guns on camera here and take care of any issues they might have. But there you go. Hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.